Hi, this is GregH in a new year, 2013. Happy New Year. Now it's time for business. I want to start off the year with you by beginning the topic investments. Now this is going to be a multi-part topic with many episodes since this is such an important issue, but I'm going to handle it a little differently from other multi-part topics that I have offered in the past, where I presented the multi-parts consecutively and sequentially in order. For this multi-part topic, instead I will present a couple of parts right now and then do a couple of different topics, but then come back here and there and offer more investment topics. So I'm commingling the investment topics with other topics to have a change of pace and a bit of diversification, since there will be very many investment topics. Okay? So let's get started and talk about why investments are important. In our lives, there is a constant routine of commingling a job with a social life that may include marriage, kids, friends, and all the things that we do recreationally with and without others. The routine usually consists of working a job, being a housewife and raising kids is a type of job, but also earning money to pay for the support of ourselves and our loved ones. It could just be yourself, or you could have a spouse, maybe kids, maybe you have chosen to live with parents or an aunt. Whatever your family unit is, or your living arrangement is, one thing we know is that we need to finance our lifestyle. That includes paying for food, housing, clothing, transportation, recreations, and all the things that are part of our lives. Now, I spent quite a bit of time offering a 5-part topic on budgeting earlier in this video series. If you have not watched them, I strongly suggest you go do so. And even if you have watched them, then watching them again might be a good idea, because in them I offer a lot of tips on how to improve your skills and discipline to budget properly. If you are successful at budgeting, then you might find yourself in the fortunate situation where your income exceeds your spending. So the question becomes what to do with your excess spending. Well, you can always find some ways to spend it, by buying a fancier car or taking a luxury cruise or doing a European tour. However, when there are excess inflows, you might prudently choose not to spend it and instead add it to your savings. Savings are a great thing for many reasons. Part of the vagaries of life are developments that cause accidents and pain and harm and all sorts of unforeseen and unfortunate developments. In order to deal with them, we often need financing. If we have no money saved, then we might be in a difficult situation, as our current income source may be not enough to finance the unfortunate development, like a car breaking down, or a broken leg, or a roof that's caved in. Or we might have a talented child who gets into an expensive Ivy League school, and that expense might really strain a budget, especially if savings are deficient. So it always behooves us to budget properly and to have as much excess earnings as possible, and then to exercise responsibility in spending recreationally so as to be able to put it away for a rainy day, as they say. One of the most important reasons for having savings is the realization that as we get older and our abilities and health decline, there might be a time that we can no longer work, or we might just feel that we have worked enough. It is imperative for us to feel secure about our future as an elderly person in society, that we can be taken care of. Well, there is nothing better to help us deal with all that inevitable state of getting old than to have satisfactory savings available to us to assist us in the advanced ages when working might not be an option. We all want to be able to retire and not have to worry too much about how we can fund our lifestyle in retirement. And one way to deal with that now is from our earliest days as a young worker and all the way to our potential retirement period to save as much as we can by good solid budgeting and refraining from frivolous spending. There aren't too many things with a higher priority than savings for our retirement, but there is a lot more to it than just the excess income aspect. So now, assuming that there is excess income, a good situation, the issue becomes what to do with it until we might actually need it. Ideally, we would add our excess savings to our previous savings each year. So the goal is to have our savings grow as much as possible. And there are many ways to do that. However, associated with all the many ways that our savings can grow are the associated risks that might cause our savings to dwindle. We never want that to happen. Anyway, the normal process of finding avenues for our savings to be protected and to grow is normally called investing. This is a complex topic because there are so many different ways to invest that are open to us. In time, we could explore and analyze many of them, but you have to be patient, as we are still in the fundamental stage. We need to understand fundamentals better. We need to master the fundamentals. One important aspect is to set goals for our savings by having targets for our future needs. I mean, we might want to eventually have $60,000 in the college education fund for our newborn child, and we might want that sum in 17 years. Or we might earn enough in excess and invest it wisely so it is possible to develop recreational targets like a special vacation commemorating our 25th wedding anniversary. Or we might want to throw a nice party for our mother on our 80th birthday, and that might necessitate having a few $1,000s saved up to do so. Our biggest target is likely to be for our retirement when we decide that we'd like to stop working, maybe at 65. But to do so comfortably, we may decide that we need several $1,000s to do so, maybe several $100,000 to do so, in addition to all the other benefits that we might be entitled to, including pensions, Social Security, and the rest. Targets can help, but they are not an absolute necessity. You can just be thrifty and wise in managing your flows each year and wind up with as much excess income as possible, and then with knowledge and prudence, choose your investment vehicles so that the pool of savings grows without having any specific targets other than following the axiom, more is better than less. If you are committed to acquiring knowledge to manage your savings and investments with the associated discipline in controlling your spending, you will win this battle. You can do it, and I will show you how to do it. But don't neglect to revisit my tips on budgeting. Go back and look at those. Thank you for your time.